Stephen A. and Max Kellerman are going to talk about, LeBron James put his foot on the Toronto Raptors' throat yesterday in Game 2. He came out, scored 43 points, had about 14 assists. Kevin Love showed up with 31 points. And his supporting cast gave him some support yesterday. Toronto came out, playing very well in the first half. But like I said before the series started, I do not trust the Toronto Raptors. They remind me of the Washington Wizards. They're a little bit better than the Washington Wizards, but they remind me of John Wall and Bradley Beal. You just, look, man, I just can't trust them. Can they come back in the series? It's highly unlikely. If LeBron let them come back in this series and you up 2-0 and you won 2 on the road, you had 2 at home, I believe when they go back to Cleveland, I believe LeBron James will continue playing well. I think Toronto may be demoralized. Can they come back? I don't think so, but I wouldn't be surprised if they come back because, like I said, Cleveland has a flawed team. LeBron James got less help around him as far as guys, the role players, of recent years. Kyrie Irving is not there no more. Kevin Love, he's up and down like a wave. J.R. Smith is up and down like a wave. Larry Nance Jr. and Jordan Clarkson that came from the Lakers, they're not built for this right now because they're not used to winning. Rodney Hood had a little playoff success with the Utah Jazz, but he's up and down. And like I said, LeBron James just put his foot on the Toronto Raptors' throat like he's been doing virtually, his whole time playing against them with Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan.
What's up? What's
Oh,
up?
Very studious look today, Stephen A. Smith. Very intellectual with the glasses. I see you're ready.
You're simply saying that I look good is good enough for me. It's all right. Let's go.
Stephen A. and Max Kellerman has to be the two most long-winded pundits on TV, man. These guys are long-winded. They have some long answers, sometimes to a simple question.
So cute when you guys compliment each other. All right, coming up, we got Patrick Mahomes joining us. We'll get his take on last week's draft and see how he plans to take the Chiefs back to the playoffs this season. But gentlemen, you know where we're starting. Things not going well in the sixth. The 1-seed Raptors fall into an 0-2 hole at home. LeBron just owned Toronto, dropping 43-14-8. Kevin Love doing his part.
Like I said, LeBron James has been owning the Toronto Raptors for the last, 5 years?
As well, adding 31. Oh, Max.
Yes.
Were you on my mind last night or what? Are you ready to admit this Raptors-Cavs series, it's all over?
No, I'm not. I am not. I'm riding with the Raptors. Now, they go down 0-3.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But until they do that, and I believe they can win in Cleveland, look what's happened so far. And they put themselves in a hole by losing their first.
Max Kellerman will not let this train go. It's like he won't let the train go that Tom Brady will fall off the cliff. He just will not let this train go. But it's over for the Raptors, man. You lose your first 2 games at home, and then now you got to win what? You got to win three times on the road at Cleveland. So you mean to tell me they're gonna win 3 games at Cleveland? I don't think that's gonna happen.
2 games at home, no doubt, especially with the specter of LeBron James and what that does to them. He has a psychological whammy on this team. It's pretty obvious. But let's look at how this has actually played out so far. The first game, game 1, every single thing had to go right for the Cavs down the stretch, including Toronto missing its last 11 field goal attempts. 11 field goals.
But see, that's the big problem, Max. Everything has been going wrong, per se, for the Toronto Raptors every time they play LeBron James. It's not that everything is going wrong. It's just they have a mental block when it comes to LeBron James. They don't believe deep down in their hearts that they can beat LeBron James. That's why when they make mistakes, everybody say, oh, things went wrong in game 1. No, it's a trend that's been happening in game 1 that's been happening for the last 4 or 5 years.
And then they won by 1, the Cavs, in overtime. And that was rigged. By the way, it's come out now. The Kevin Love foul should have been a flagrant. Should have given Toronto the ball, a chance for another free throw, and possession. And if the refs get the call right there on the spot, it's very likely Toronto wins. So game 1, they had to pull out all the stops. Now game 3, go, all right, fine, they won game 1. And it really...
But see, Max Kellerman, you're not telling the whole truth about game 1. The whole truth is they had the lead all the way up until overtime. I believe Cleveland took the lead in that game late in the fourth quarter. It wasn't, and that was Cleveland's first lead of the whole game. So no. Toronto had a meltdown. They choked. They seen LeBron James running them down. They seen that train coming, and they just couldn't. They couldn't move. They were blinded by the lights.
It was a must-win, though. I said it wasn't a must-win for Toronto. To be fair to me, it's a must. You really should win Game 2 at home. You're going to try and come back on the road and win 4 straight, or you would think for it.
I can understand losing 1 at home, because LeBron James can win in any building, like he said. But to lose 2 at home and 1, they came back on you, and then the next one they blow you out. Come on, man. That's a mental block.
The next 5 against a team that has this psychological whammy on you, what are the odds? And then they lose by a pretty wide margin. So obviously this is playoff with LeBron now, and Toronto's just not good enough. Hold on a second. That damage took place in the 3rd quarter. It was a game until the 3rd quarter. And LeBron hit every fadeaway jump shot. Of course, LeBron, as I said, he's going to go down in history next to Jordan.
It's just some people have other teams' number. Just like Michael Jordan had the Knicks number, Michael Jordan had the Indiana Pacers number, and Detroit had Chicago's number. The Sixers for a while had the Celtics number, the Celtics Bird team's number for a while until they got over the hump. The Celtics had the Detroit Pistons number until they got over the hump. I mean, that's just what it is, man. I just think, but I don't think Toronto good enough to get over the hump. That's my thing. Those guys, they had trouble, but they eventually got over the hump. I don't think Toronto's good enough to get over the hump because Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan are borderline superstars. I think both of them are number 2s. Neither one of them is a number 1.
Jordan. He said he's going to go Jordan and then LeBron. He'll be ahead of everyone when all is said and done. In fact, he's probably there now. So he's one of them.
I don't put LeBron James over Magic Johnson or Larry Bird or Bill Russell. I just don't do it. I just don't put him over Will Chamberlain either. I just don't do it. And if you want to be really get into it deep, I don't put him over Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is 5-1 in the finals, and two of those wins came against LeBron James, which he swept him one time, and then the next time he beat him a record 14 points a game. So he's not over Tim Duncan.
Time's great. If not for Michael Jordan, I'd be sitting here and saying he's the greatest player of all time. That doesn't mean he's going to hit 7 fadeaways. He's not going to hit every single shot. It's just not going to happen. And you look at how efficient he is. The Cavs were
like I said, LeBron James, good job by LeBron James. He came out and put his foot on Toronto's throat, what he was supposed to do. When you got a team psychologically beat, he knows it. He knows he has Toronto dead in the water now. And hopefully when they go home, they just sweep them, man. Just finish it off, man. Just because LeBron James do need rest because he has had a long season. Indiana took him to a long 7-game series, so it's probably important that they go ahead and sweep Toronto and don't get drugged into a long series. But I'm out on this, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Let's have some debates, man. I'm out.